Yo guys, it's ReyMenn. Today we're going to be looking at my top 5 Pokemon that deserve regional variants. Number 1, CORSOLA. First off, I want to say that Johto is one of my favorite regions. Oh, Johto brought such beautiful Pokemon. The reason that I chose CORSOLA is I feel like it's one of the Johto forgotten ones. You know what I'm talking about? You'll see a couple of them in this video. But it seems like they kind of just made CORSOLA and forgot about it. They didn't give it any evolutions. They didn't give it, a mega evolution. They kind of just made a rock and threw it in the ocean. What I was going after is I wanted to give CORSOLA a regional variant. I don't know, I feel like CORSOLA isn't an active Pokemon. So I basically just took CORSOLA up from the water and put it in the desert. I made CORSOLA a cactus. I turned it green. I made the long protrusions from CORSOLA's body. I made them into spikes, like cactus spikes. Added 2 more, added little flowers there. I really think CORSOLA would thrive in, tropical region, not only on water but also on land. CORSOLA from the Kalos region. Number 2, DUNSPARCE. DUNSPARCE. Alright, so you know how I said about that Johto forgotten group? DUNSPARCE is the president, he is the founder, he is the treasurer, he is secretary, he is it. Like, if you want to talk about giving a Pokemon no love, DUNSPARCE is first in line. I don't know, like, not only, at least with CORSOLA, it's an attractive design and people still use it, you still see it on people's teams. DUNSPARCE, they made him like intentionally ugly and didn't ever want to deal with him again. They gave him no evolution, they gave him no Alolan form. They, his shiny is alright, it's still yellow, they just traded the blue for the pinkish reddish stuff. Like, I feel like people in the Sinnoh region would learn how to breed a dragon type DUNSPARCE, and I didn't want to go so off and make it look all crazy, I didn't want to go for redesign. So, I gave it those little forearms with 2 fingers. They're probably 3, but I don't know. Sinnoh was very dragon heavy. I could really see a regional variant of a dragon type DUNSPARCE in the Sinnoh region. DUNSPARCE from the Sinnoh region. Number 3, GLIGAR. One of the coolest Pokemon coming out of Johto. Personally, I love GLIGAR. I feel like his design is ahead of its time. Like, I think GLIGAR came out a generation too early. Looking at it close, like, he's complex. He's a complex Pokemon, but he's not overdone. From the top to the bottom, he has the pointy ears. His claws are like gloves, kind of a little bit. He has like little booties, like boots. He's a very complex and a very attractive design. Like, I love GLIGAR. I wanted to give GLIGAR a straight Alolan form. It really seemed like they kind of just turned everything dark in Alola, which, is alright. I'm not tripping. So I'm gonna make GLIGAR a dark type, and big surprise, I'm gonna try to base him off a vampire, give him dark colors, I didn't change his design much. Like, it's not Marowak to Alola Marowak or Executor. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy to his actual design. I am gonna go for like darker colors, give him red wings instead of blue wings. Aside from that, I'm not going to change anything. Give him more bat-like ears, rounded him out a bit. I feel like GLIGAR is a type of Pokemon that would be like a part of a myth, you know, of how like vampires started in that region, you know, and the kids would dress up as GLIGAR/vampires in Alola because they saw this. Something like that, you know. I gotta have the iconic tongue sticking out. Give him little horns on his wings. Curled him up a little bit. Made his tail a little longer. Gave him like little tufts around his hands. And just because I'm a nice person, we're gonna go ahead and do GLISCOR as well. Let's get it. GLISCOR. Oh, this one was so fun to draw. I don't even know what to say. Like GLISCOR. Oh, I love that they added evolutions in the Sinnoh region. That was next level. I love that they gave GLIGAR one of the most attractive designs of Johto in evolution. That was also one of the most attractive designs in Sinnoh. Like, he is such a cool Pokemon. The way that like his chest is like a plate and he's got big old pincers, like, but they're not part of his wings anymore, so he has separate wings and he can like glide and fly, and he has his teeth sticking out. Like, he's just so cool. He's just so cool. I wanted to give GLISCOR's Alolan form even more vampire characteristics. The wings, I kind of made them sharper, or not sharper, but a different shape, maybe a little more menacing shape, almost like a cape. I changed his tail. Personally, I'm not a fan of the whole magnet ball thing he's got going on. So I'm gonna give him kind of like a cape tail, literally. Going in for the colors, you're gonna see things start to come together. Keeping the wings red. But the tail's also gonna look black. You know, I want to make him look kind of like he's wearing a suit. I didn't want to be too obvious with it. Changing his eye color there, adding that red stripe on his head, kind of like the Dracula's hairline. I didn't want to change anything from GLISCOR's design. I adore GLISCOR's design. I had a GLISCOR on my team for like a year in Omega Ruby. And see, going back to the whole Johto Forgotten Club, like, why couldn't they give CORSOLA or DUNSPARCE an evolution? You know, it's that easy. 2-3 more slots. Come on, Nintendo. Come on, Game Freak. They are suffering. Hook these Pokemon up. Going for the highlights here. GLIGAR and GLISCOR from the Alola region. Number 4, SKARMORY. SKARMORY. Oh man, such an attractive Pokemon. Oh my god, also one of my favorite designs. I'm a sucker for steel types. What I wanted to do is I just wanted to unarmor the whole thing. And originally I drew him with like super large wings, you know, soaring through the air. And to me, he resembled the Pharaoh too much. So I had to think of ways to kind of separate him from, like I knew I wanted to make him a normal type. And I didn't want him to fit right in with the other normal type birds. So I started brainstorming and, you know, I started thinking of ostriches and emus. So I wanted to, you know, I was thinking how like trainers ride their Pokemon. I'm thinking he would fit right in to the Hoenn region. You know, that desert area, going through the desert with a Skarmory, a rock flying type Skarmory. Oh, that would be so cool. You know, or maybe take it to Kanto and do those Rhyhorn races, or Alola. I don't know what region does them anymore. They all... So yeah, I didn't want to just give him big wings and stamp him on with that generic normal bird trait that every region has. I still wanted him to be, you know, a standalone Pokemon. Skarmory also didn't receive any evolutions, any mega evolutions. So I'm just here to do these Pokemon justice. Skarmory from the Hoenn region. Number 5, Tyranitar. Man, this had to have been the funnest one and the hardest because Tyranitar is one of my favorite Pokemon. I love Tyranitar's gorgeous design. He's just, oh, he's so cool. Tyranitar is so cool. The way his spikes come out of the back of his head and they go down his back and then they erupt into his tail, and his tail like comes out like a flower and his real tail comes out from the middle of it, and he has this big old chest plate like from Pupitar, and he has all these holes. Like, where do those holes lead to? How deep are they? He has them all over the place. Like, oh man, I love Tyranitar. Tyranitar is my all-time favorite Pokemon, and I believe he deserves a regional variant. You know, we're keeping the holy design. It's really hard trying to think of a cool way to reinvent your favorite Pokemon because there's only one goal, and that is to not make it worse. And so one of the reasons that I picked different regions is to just help me base off the design, so I'm not just kind of shooting in the dark. And for Tyranitar, I chose Unova. I believe you can catch Larvitar or Pupitar in Chargestone Cave. I'm probably wrong, but I feel like if it did, or if someone just migrated Larvitars, Pupitars, and Tyranitars over there, I feel like over time, they would hang out in Chargestone Cave and kind of just absorb all that energy, you know, absorb all that energy into their rock, so their skin is still rock hard, but they're an electric type because it's charged stone. Ha! And for you guys asking why I chose to make him blue, look at this. Come on, I don't even need to explain, just look at that. Moving on, I gave him a long tail. One of my inspirations for this Tyranitar's design is 2016's Shin Godzilla. He had like a really long neck and a super crazy long tail. I love that about him. So I tried to incorporate a little bit here. I originally wanted to make him like dark red with a red chest plate, but instead I decided to keep Pupitar's color. And I think that that was actually a better choice. That kind of made him fit more into the environment of Chargestone Cave. I just believe that these Pokemon deserve a little more. I'm also biased. Johto is my favorite region. But man, imagine this thing imagine finding this thing in a cave, like with all these electric rocks floating and stuff. Like, oh my god. Tyranitar from Unova. Let me know which one's your favorite, and let me know which Pokemon you think deserves a regional variant. Might make it onto the next video. Thank you guys again for checking out my top 5 video. You can find me on Instagram _ReyMenn, Twitter _ReyMenn, and YouTube, you guessed it, ReyMenn. Peace.